What if I told you that the difference between retiring broke and retiring free is not a big salary raise, not a lucky stock pick, and not some secret investment only rich people know about? What if the only thing standing between you and financial freedom is 1%? Not 10%, not 50%, just one single percent. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because by the time this video ends, you will never look at your paycheck the same way again. If this is your first time here, welcome. I am genuinely glad you found this video. Before we dive in, let me tell you exactly who this video is for. This is for those who have been working hard, doing the right things, and still feels like financial freedom is something that happens to other people, not to them. Maybe you open your paycheck every 2 weeks, and by the time you pay rent, utilities, groceries, car payments, and everything else, there is almost nothing left. Maybe you have tried budgeting before, and it lasted 3 weeks. Maybe you have heard the words emergency fund and index fund so many times they have lost all meaning. I hear you, and I am not here to lecture you or make you feel bad about where you are. I am here to give you something you can actually use. Something simple enough that you will not quit. Something powerful enough that if you follow it consistently, it will change your retirement. Here is what we are going to cover in the next few minutes. First, I'm going to show you why most paycheck routines fail and what the research actually says about how people build wealth in real life. Then I am going to walk you through the exact 1% routine, step by step, paycheck by paycheck. We will talk about where every dollar should go, in what order, and why. We will cover the accounts you need, the habits that make this stick, and the one mindset shift that makes everything else possible. By the end of this video, you will have a complete written-out routine you can start this Friday or whenever your next paycheck hits. No fluff, no filler, just a real plan for real people. Before we get into it, I want to tell you about two different people, so listen carefully. The first person is Marcus. Marcus is 48 years old. He lives in Columbus, Ohio. He works as a facilities manager for a mid-sized company and takes home about $200 a month after taxes. By any measure, Marcus is doing okay. He has a steady job, a decent car, a house he has been paying on for 11 years. But here is what Marcus's financial life actually looks like. Every payday, Marcus pays his bills first. Mortgage, car, utilities, phone. Then he buys groceries. Then he fills up the gas tank. Then, without really deciding to, he spends a little here and a little there. A dinner out, a streaming subscription he forgot to cancel, a new pair of shoes because the old ones were worn down. By the end of the 2 weeks, Marcus has maybe $80 left. Sometimes less. He tells himself he will start saving next month when things slow down. Next month never comes. Marcus has $11,000 in his 401k. He is 48 years old. He has no emergency fund. He has no investments outside of work. And he has a quiet, growing fear in the back of his mind that retirement, real retirement, is not actually going to happen for him. The second person is Diane. Diane is also 48. She also lives in Ohio. Different city, same state. Diane is a dental hygienist. She takes home $900 a month after taxes. That is $300 less than Marcus every single month. But here is what Diane does differently. When Diane gets paid, the very first thing she does, before the mortgage, before the groceries, before anything, is she moves money according to her routine. It takes her 11 minutes. She has a checklist. She follows it every single time. Diane has $187,000 in retirement accounts. She has a 6-month emergency fund. She owns a small rental condo that cash flows $340 a month. And she sleeps soundly. Same age. Same state. Diane makes less money. But Diane has a routine, and Marcus does not. Now here is what I want you to understand. Diane did not start this way. At 38, Diane had $600 in savings and $14,000 in credit card debt. She was exactly where Marcus is now, maybe worse. What changed was not her income. What changed was her routine, and the routine started with 1%. That is the story we are going to unpack for the next 50 minutes. Before I give you the routine, I need to explain why most people fail at this, because understanding the failure points is what keeps you from repeating them. Failure point 1. They try to do too much too fast. Every January, millions of Americans sit down and write a budget. They cut every unnecessary expense. They plan to save 20% of their income. They are motivated, they are focused, and they are absolutely certain that this time will be different. By February, 80% of them have quit. Here is why. The human brain is not wired to make dramatic, permanent changes overnight. Willpower is a limited resource. When your routine requires enormous discipline every single day, you will eventually have a bad day, a stressful day, a tired day, an expensive, unexpected day, and the whole system collapses. The 1% routine works because it starts so small that failure feels almost impossible. You are not changing everything. You are changing 1%. Failure point 2. They pay bills first, then try to save what is left. This is the most common financial mistake in America. The spend first, save what remains approach. And it does not work, because there is almost never anything left. Your expenses will always expand to fill your income if you let them. This is not a character flaw. It is human nature. We adapt our lifestyle to our available resources. It is called lifestyle inflation, and it is completely automatic unless you fight it with a system. The 1% routine flips this. You pay yourself first. Before the mortgage, before the car payment, before the groceries, before everything. A specific amount leaves your account the moment your paycheck arrives, routed automatically to the right place. And then you live on what remains. This single change, paying yourself first, is the foundation of every successful financial routine ever documented. Failure. Point 3. They do not automate. People who rely on willpower and memory to save money almost always fail, not because they are weak, because life is busy, complicated, and relentless. You miss one transfer, then two. Then you tell yourself you will catch up next month. You never do. Automation removes human error from the equation. When your savings move without you doing anything, when the transfer is invisible and effortless, the behavior becomes permanent. You adjust your spending to the lower amount. You stop missing the money. And the wealth compounds silently in the background while you live your life. Every part of the 1% routine is designed to be automated. I will show you exactly how. Failure point 4. They have no clear order. Most people know they should save something, invest something, and pay down debt. But they have no clear order of operations. So every paycheck becomes a guessing game. Should I pay extra on the credit card or put more in savings? Should I invest before I have an emergency fund? Should I pay off the mortgage early or put money in the market? Without a clear order, decision fatigue sets in. And when decisions feel hard, people stop making them. They default to spending on what is in front of them. The 1% routine gives you an exact order. You follow it the same way every single paycheck. No decisions, no guessing, no willpower required. Failure point 5. They try to budget instead of building behavior. A budget is a plan. Behavior is a habit. Plans require active attention. Habits run automatically. If your financial plan requires you to actively think about it and make conscious choices every day, it will not survive contact with real life. The goal is not to have a perfect budget. The goal is to build automatic behaviors that produce wealth with minimum ongoing effort. The 1% routine is a behavior system, not a budget. You are not tracking every dollar. You are building habits that make the right thing happen automatically. Before I walk you through the routine itself, I need to show you the math. Because once you see these numbers, you will stop asking whether this works and start asking why nobody told you sooner. Let us take an average American paycheck. According to the most recent data, the median American household brings home around $4.800 a month after taxes. That is our baseline. 1% of $4.800 is $48. $48. That is less than 2 Netflix subscriptions. That is 2 tanks of gas. That is 1 dinner out with a decent tip. Now watch what happens to that $48 when you treat it as the beginning of a system. In month 1 of the 1% routine, you redirect $48 from your paycheck to a specific account. Nothing dramatic. $48. In month 3, you increase it to 2%. That is $96 a month. By month 6, you are at 3%, $144 a month. By month 12, you are saving and investing 5%, $240 every month. By the end of year 2, through a combination of gradual increases and compound interest, you are consistently directing $350 to $400 a month toward your future. Now let us talk about what $350 a month actually does over time. If you invest $350 a month starting at age 45 at a conservative average annual return of 7%, which is below the historical average of the S&P 500, by age 65, you will have approximately $175,000. If you start at 40, you will have approximately $264,000. If you start at 35, you will have approximately $395,000, all from an amount that started at $48. And remember, this is the conservative scenario. This assumes you only ever get to $350 a month and stop there. But in reality, as your income grows, as your debts decrease, as your routine becomes stronger, your contributions grow too. Many people who start the 1% routine at $48 a month are contributing $800, $1,000, even $1, $500 a month within 3 to 5 years, because the routine scales naturally with their life. Now here is the part nobody talks about. The 1% routine is not just about the money. It is about what the routine does to your relationship with money. When you follow a consistent system, you become someone who manages money intentionally. You start noticing leaks in your spending. You start asking better questions. You start seeing opportunities you were too financially stressed to notice before. The money grows. And so do you. Now let us build the routine. Pay close attention because this is the part you have been waiting for. The exact routine. 11 steps. In order. After every single paycheck. I want you to either write these steps down or screenshot this portion of the video. This is your framework. Step 1. Set your paycheck date as a standing appointment. The moment your paycheck hits, whether that is every Friday, every other Friday, or the 1st and 15th of the month, that day is now a standing financial appointment with yourself. It takes 11 minutes. You can do it from your phone. But you do it every single time without exception. Put it in your calendar right now. Label it, My 11-Minute Money Routine. Set a reminder. This appointment is not optional. This appointment is the reason Diane has $187,000 and Marcus has $11,000. Step 2. Confirm your net pay. Open your bank account. Confirm the exact amount that landed. Do not assume. Do not guess. See the number. Know the number. This takes 30 seconds. But it anchors your entire routine in reality. You are not working with what you wish you had. You are working with what you actually have. Write the number down or type it into your phone. Everything else in the routine flows from this number. Step 3. Move your 1% immediately. The moment you know your net pay, you calculate 1% and move it. Not later today, not tomorrow morning. Right now, before you pay a single bill. 1% of $3,000 is $30. 1% of $4. 500 is $45. 1% of $6,000 is $60. Where does it go? It goes into a dedicated high-yield savings account that is separate from your checking account. Not the savings account linked to your checking. A separate account, ideally at a different bank. That takes 1 to 2 business days to transfer back. That slight friction is intentional. It keeps you from raiding the account on impulse. Good options for this account include Marcus by Goldman Sachs, Ally Bank, or SoFi, all of which currently offer significantly higher interest rates than traditional banks. Your money earns while it sits. This 1% is not for bills. It is not for emergencies. Right now, it is your foundation. As the routine matures, you will direct this money towards specific goals. For now, move it and leave it alone. Step 4. Pay your non-negotiable fixed expenses. Now, and only now, you pay your fixed monthly expenses. These are the bills that do not change: rent or mortgage, car payment, insurance, phone, utilities, internet. These should be automated wherever possible. Set them up on autopay so they pull automatically after your paycheck arrives. Ideally, you time them to debit 1 or 2 days after your pay date. Know this total number cold. Add it up once and write it somewhere permanent. Every paycheck, this amount leaves automatically. You do not decide. You do not think about it. It just happens. Step 5. Fund your emergency account. If your emergency fund is not fully funded, this step happens before any discretionary spending. Every paycheck, a specific dollar amount goes to your emergency fund. Automatically. Your target is 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a liquid, accessible account. If your monthly expenses are $3,000, your emergency fund target is $9,000 to $18,000. If that number feels overwhelming right now, good. That means it is real. Here is how you start. Transfer $25 from this paycheck. Just $25. Next paycheck, $30. The paycheck after that, $35. Small, consistent, automatic. Your emergency fund is not an investment, it is insurance. It is the thing that keeps a car breakdown from becoming a credit card disaster. It is the thing that lets you sleep at night knowing that if your job disappears tomorrow, you have a runway. Until this account is fully funded, you do not touch it for anything other than a genuine emergency. Not a sale, not a vacation, a genuine emergency. Step 6. Contribute to your employer 401k, at minimum, up to the match. If your employer offers a 401k match, and you are not taking the full match, you are leaving free money on the table every single paycheck. That is not a figure of speech. It is literally free money your employer is offering you that you are refusing. A common match is 50 cents for every dollar you contribute, up to 6% of your salary. That is a 50% instant return on your investment before the market does anything. No investment in the world offers that. If you are 50 or older, the IRS allows catch-up contributions. In 2026, you can contribute an additional $7.500 beyond the standard limit to your 401k. If you are behind on retirement savings, and most Americans your age are, this is one of the most powerful tools available to you. Use it. Set your 401k contribution to at least the full employer match percentage. Do it through your HR portal today, not at the end of the video, today. It takes 10 minutes, and it changes your retirement trajectory immediately. Step 7. Address high-interest debt. Credit card debt charging 18% or more interest is a financial emergency. Full stop. After your 1% savings move, your fixed expenses, your emergency fund contribution, and your 401k up to the match, any remaining margin goes to eliminating high-interest debt. Use the avalanche method. List all your debts. Pay minimums on everything. Then throw every extra dollar at the debt with the highest interest rate. When that one is gone, roll that payment amount to the next highest. Repeat. If the avalanche feels too slow psychologically, use the snowball method instead. Pay off the smallest balance first, then roll that payment to the next. This method gives you faster wins and can keep motivation high. The math slightly favors the avalanche, but the best method is the one you will actually stick with. Here's what I want you to hear clearly. Every month you carry a 20% credit card balance, you are paying the credit card company what could have been your retirement contribution. These companies count on you staying in debt. They have entire departments dedicated to keeping you there. Your routine is how you fight back. Step 8. Fund your Roth IRA. Once your high-interest debt is under control, this becomes one of your highest priorities. A Roth IRA is one of the most powerful retirement tools available to everyday Americans. Here is why. You invest money that you have already paid taxes on. Then it grows tax-free for the rest of your life. And when you withdraw it in retirement, you pay zero taxes on it. Zero. In 2026, you can contribute up to $7,000 to a Roth IRA if you are under 50. If you are 50 or older, you can contribute up to $8,000. That is $8,000 growing completely tax-free. Open a Roth IRA at Fidelity, Vanguard, or Charles Schwab. All three are reputable, low-cost, and straightforward to use. Start with a simple target date fund. These are funds that automatically adjust their investment mix as you get closer to retirement. You do not need to pick individual stocks. You do not need to monitor it daily. You set it up, you fund it consistently, and the market does the work over time. If you cannot max it out right away, start with $50 a month. Automate it. Then gradually increase as your routine grows. Step 9. Build your variable spending budget. Now, and only now, do you allocate money for groceries, gas, dining out, entertainment, clothing, and everything else that varies month to month. Take your remaining balance after all the above steps and divide it intentionally. Do not just let it sit in your checking account and spend freely until it is gone. Assign it. A simple method. Use 3 separate envelopes or 3 separate sub-accounts if your bank supports them. Label them needs, wants, and miscellaneous. Needs: groceries, gas, any variable utilities. Wants: dining out, entertainment, personal spending money. Miscellaneous: gifts, car maintenance, home repairs, irregular expenses. Assign a fixed dollar amount to each category every paycheck. Spend only what is in each envelope. When the dining out envelope is empty, dining out stops until next payday. No exceptions. This is not deprivation. This is intentional living. You are deciding in advance how your money behaves rather than wondering where it went after the fact. Step 10. Increase your 1% by 0.5% every third paycheck. This is the engine of the whole system. This is what transforms a $48 starter contribution into a life-changing amount over time. Every third paycheck, roughly once every 6 weeks, you increase the percentage you are moving in Step 3 by 0.5%. Month 1, 1% moved immediately. Month 3, 1.5% moved immediately. Month 5, 2% moved immediately. Most people cannot feel a 0.5% difference in their take-home. But the cumulative effect is enormous. By month 12, you are at 4.5%. By month 18, you are at 7%. By month 24, you are at 10%. And here is the beautiful part. Because you have been gradually adjusting your lifestyle to each small decrease, you never feel a dramatic pinch. Each step is small enough to be invisible, but the destination is transformative. Step 11. Do your 11-minute end-of-paycheck review. At the end of each pay period, the day before your next check arrives, spend 11 minutes reviewing what happened. Look at 3 things only. 1. Did I follow the routine? A simple yes or no. If no, what happened and how do I prevent it next time? 2. What did my variable spending look like? Did I stay within my envelopes? If I overspent one category, where did the money actually go? 3. What is my net worth today? Total what you own, savings, investments, home equity, and subtract what you owe. Mortgage, car, debt. Write that number down. Watch it grow over time. This number is the scoreboard. This number is what you are building. 11 minutes. That is all it takes. But those 11 minutes of pay period add up to one of the most powerful financial habits you will ever build. We are at the halfway point of this video, and you now have the complete 1% routine in your hands. 11 steps. A clear order. A system that works. But here's what I know about human beings. Information alone does not change behavior. Knowledge without action fades within 48 hours. So in the next 15 minutes, I am going to give you the 3 things that make this routine permanent. And I am going to tell you exactly what to do in the next 7 days to lock this in before life gets in the way. Do not stop here. The best part is still coming. Listen, you can know every step of this routine and still fail to follow it 3 weeks from now. Not because you are lazy, not because you do not care, but because habits, real, lasting habits, do not form from intention. They form from repetition inside a structure. Here are the 3 things that make the 1% routine permanent. The first thing, automate everything that can be automated. Go through the 11 steps right now, mentally, and identify every one that can be set up as an automatic transfer or automatic payment. Your 1% transfer, automated. Schedule it to move on payday. Your emergency fund contribution, automated. Your 401k contribution, already automated through payroll. Your Roth IRA contribution, automated through your brokerage. Your fixed bills, automate them. When these behaviors happen automatically, your brain stops experiencing them as choices. They become invisible. They become background. And because you are no longer deciding whether to do them, willpower is never required. The goal is to build a system where doing the right thing financially requires 0 effort, and doing the wrong thing requires active choice. Most people have this backwards. They make saving hard and spending easy. Flip it. The second thing, attach the routine to something that already exists. Behavioral scientists call this habit stacking. The idea is simple. You attach a new behavior to an existing one. The existing behavior becomes the trigger. For your 1% routine, the trigger is your paycheck. The moment you see that deposit notification, that is your cue. Not later. Not when you have time. The notification is the trigger. You open the app, you follow the checklist. You complete the 11 steps. You close the app. To reinforce this, keep your financial checklist somewhere highly visible. Some people keep it as a note in their phone. Some people print it and tape it inside a kitchen cabinet. Some people make it the wallpaper on their phone's lock screen. Whatever keeps it in front of you keeps the behavior alive. The third thing, make your progress visible. There is powerful psychological research showing that when people can see their progress, they are significantly more likely to continue the behavior. This is why fitness apps show streak counters. This is why fundraisers show thermometers filling up. Visible progress creates momentum. For your 1% routine, visibility looks like this. Keep a simple journal, paper or digital, where you record your net worth once a month. Just one number. Over time, watching that number increase is one of the most motivating things you will ever experience. The first few months, the change is small. By month 6, you start to feel it. By year 2, you will feel something most Americans never feel: genuine financial momentum. You can also use free tools like Personal Capital or Mint to track your net worth automatically. These apps connect to your accounts and calculate your net worth in real time. Checking this number once a week takes 30 seconds and produces a consistent reminder of why the routine matters. Also, here is exactly what I want you to do in the next 7 days. Not eventually, not when you feel ready, This week, Day 1. Today, open a high-yield savings account if you do not have one. Marcus by Goldman Sachs, Ally, or SoFi. This takes 15 minutes online. Name the account 1% Foundation. Done. Day 2. Log into your employer's HR portal or benefits platform. Confirm your 401k contribution percentage. If you are not contributing at least enough to get the full employer match, increase it today. If you are 50 or older, check whether catch-up contributions are enabled on your account. Day 3. Open a Roth IRA if you do not have one. Fidelity, Vanguard, or Charles Schwab. Choose a target date fund matching your expected retirement year. Set up an automatic monthly contribution, even $50 to start. Done. Day 4. List every debt you currently carry with the interest rate next to each one. Credit cards, car loans, personal loans, medical debt. Everything. Look at that list. That list is the cost of living without a routine. That list is what the routine eliminates over time. Using the avalanche or snowball method, identify which debt gets the extra payment focus first. Write it down. Day 5. Set up your 11-minute calendar appointment for your next payday. Make it recurring. Label it clearly. Set a reminder for 30 minutes before. This appointment is now as important as a doctor's visit. Day 6. Build your 3-envelope variable spending budget. Take your average monthly take-home pay. Subtract your fixed expenses and your automated savings amounts, and divide the remainder between your needs, wants, and miscellaneous categories. Write the numbers down. These are your spending limits until the next paycheck. Day 7. Tell someone, a spouse, a partner, a trusted friend, a sibling. Tell them what you are doing and why. Not because you need permission, but because accountability is one of the most powerful forces in behavior change. When you tell someone your plan, you activate a part of your brain that wants to follow through so you do not have to admit failure later. Use that. 7 days. 7 actions. Each one takes less than 20 minutes. Together, they build the foundation of the entire 1% routine. Listen carefully. I want to pause here and talk about something that does not get discussed enough. What are we actually building toward? What does retirement freedom look like for a real American? Because retirement freedom does not have to mean a yacht. It does not have to mean a beach house in Malibu or a portfolio worth $5 million. For most of the people watching this video, retirement freedom looks like this. It looks like waking up on a Monday morning without an alarm. It looks like being able to say no to work you hate because you have the financial cushion to be selective. It looks like taking care of your health without worrying whether you can afford the doctor. It looks like being present for your grandchildren because your time belongs to you. It looks like dignity. That is what the 1% routine is building. Not extravagance. Dignity. The right to live on your own terms in the last third of your life. And here is the truth that I want you to hold on to. The 1% routine will not make you a millionaire in 2 years. It might not even make you a millionaire in 10. But it will make you freer. Every paycheck you follow this routine, you move the needle. Every month, the gap between you and financial stress gets a little wider. Every year, the gap between you and retirement freedom gets a little smaller. The person who started the 1% routine at 42 and followed it for 20 years did not do anything dramatic. They did not take big risks or make brilliant bets. They just did the next right thing with every paycheck. And one day, without fireworks, without a big announcement, they crossed the line from financially anxious to financially free. That person can be you. In fact, that person is already becoming you. Right now. In this hour. Let me close with something real. You did not stumble on this video by accident. Something in you is ready. Something in you knows that the way you have been handling money, even if it has been working just enough to get by, is not the way you want to spend the next 20 years. You know that retirement is coming, whether you are ready or not, You know that Social Security alone will not be enough. You know that the years between now and 65, however many of them you have, are not guaranteed. And, deep down, that the best time to start was years ago, but the second best time is right now. This routine is not complicated. It is not risky. It is not for people who have their lives perfectly together. It is for people exactly like you, people who want to do better, who are ready to do better, and who just needed someone to give them the exact steps in the right order. You have those steps now, 11 of them, starting with 1%. Do not let this video become something you watched and forgot. Print the steps, screenshot the checklist, set the calendar appointment, open the account, move the first dollar, 1%. That is all it takes to begin. And beginning, right now, today, is everything. So, here is what I need you to do right now, before you close this tab. 1. Drop a comment below. Tell me which of the 11 steps you are starting with today. I read every single comment and I respond. Your answer keeps you accountable. 2. Share this video with one person in your life who needs to hear this. One person. That is all. You might change someone's entire financial future with a single share. 3. Subscribe and hit the bell. Every week I publish new content on building wealth after 40, retirement planning, and income strategies for everyday Americans. This community is growing fast, and it is full of people just like you doing the work. You have the routine now. Go use it. I will see you in the next video.